Toy Story 4 was not that good. Yeah, before you crucify me, before you freak out, hear me out. I love Toy Story. I've always been a huge fan of the franchise from Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. 3 was easily my favorite. Not only my favorite Pixar movie, but also probably my favorite animated movie of all time. Probably within my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Toy Story 3 to me is a near masterpiece. It's not a masterpiece, but it's a near masterpiece. And when Toy Story 4 was announced, I was like, all right, how the hell are they going to create something that's better than that wonderful Toy Story 3 ending? And I think a lot of people just kind of looked at Toy Story 4 in the wrong way, and that's kind of why I give it some slack for what it is, because it's not really meant to be a new ending to the story, because I'm pretty sure they're done with Toy Stories. I don't think they're going to do a fifth one. Unless they do, that would surprise me greatly. Maybe they'll do like a spin-off of some sort, kind of like how they did Finding Dory or Monsters University, maybe some sort of a spin-off series. I wouldn't be too opposed to that, but at the same time, I feel like they should just leave it how it is. But I think Toy Story 4 is not really trying to be a new ending. It's more so trying to be an epilogue to the trilogy of Toy Story, sort of showing, oh, what the hell happened after Toy Story 3, because some people might be curious about that. And it kind of tells that story. So it's not trying to end the story perfectly, which that's what Toy Story 3 did. It's just trying to tell us what happened afterwards and just letting us know, kind of like an epilogue that you see in books or some movies or some shows. That's what Toy Story 4 is. But the reason why I wanted to have this conversation about why I didn't think the movie was that good is because so many people were hyping this movie up before. So many people were saying how great it is. I mean, I just saw it recently, right? It's been out for like a week or two. I remember watching some non-spoiler reviews, reading just, Twitter reviews, non-spoiler things, so I wouldn't, the movie wouldn't be ruined for me. And people were saying, best Toy Story of all time, one of the best animated movies of all time, amazing, incredible. I was like, oh, this is going to be really freaking good. And I was kind of let down. Now, I wasn't completely let down. The movie was enjoyable. It was entertaining. It was pretty funny. One of the funniest Pixar movies of all time, in my opinion. But I didn't feel like the movie delivered in many different aspects. First of all, the usage of characters is one of my biggest issues, because Toy Story series has always had every character do something important. They've always had, roles for all the characters, especially Toy Story 3 more than anything. Every character did something. They all had roles to play in the story. But Rex and Mr. Potato Head and Porky, that's not his name, Ham, all those guys, Slinky, they didn't do shit in this movie. They didn't do shit. They just sat in that RV, right? They sat in that RV and did nothing. Basically did nothing. They say goodbye to Woody, which was nice and stuff like that, but they didn't do much. Every single Toy Story, they always do stuff. I mean, Toy Story 1, I guess I could understand they didn't do that much. In Toy Story 1, they were kind of just in the house most of the time. But Toy Story 2 and 3, they were along with the adventure. They were coming along side by side with Woody and Buzz the whole time. I mean, obviously, they usually have Woody go off and do his own thing. He usually has his own story. And the characters trying to get to Woody or find him. That's usually how it is. And Toy Story 3 was kind of the opposite. Woody was actually trying to rescue them from something, opposed to, them trying to rescue Woody. So I don't know. I didn't feel like this movie really gave the characters that much to do, other than Woody, Buzz, Bo Peep, and then all the new characters. Which the new characters, yeah, some of them were funny, some of them were interesting, but most of them they weren't the OGs. I just wanted to see more of the OG characters. And I wanted to see them come along with the adventure, and they never did. They sat in that RV the entire film, and I was just like kind of disappointed by that. I was also disappointed in the villain, because Toy Story's always had some really great villains. You've had Sid, you have the Prospector, whatever the hell his name was in Toy Story 2. He was great. Zurg, I don't really count as a villain. He's just kind of a dude that chills there, and he was cool, but he wasn't like an actual villain. Lotso, which I consider Lotso to be one of the best villains of cinema history. Up there with like Thanos and the Joker. Not even kidding. I would put them comparable with those guys. And then this one has Gabby Gabby. she's just not interesting. I don't know. There was nothing intriguing about her story, and she just wanted Woody's voice box. And then when she got it and realized that no one loved her, she was just like, oh, and not a villain anymore. I don't know. There was nothing there. Locations too. Locations were kind of boring in this film. You had 90% of the film in that antique store, which I was getting sick of that antique store. They were going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to that damn store. And I was just like, oh my God, could we go somewhere else? Could we please go somewhere else? Toy Story 3 had, of course, the first part of the film still at Andy's house. Then you had the daycare place, which had a lot of locations like the playground and the 2 different daycare rooms. And then you have the garbage place that they went to, and then the incinerator that they were tossed into, all that shit. Awesome. Toy Story 2, you had, the creepy guy's house, Al's house, whatever, Al's toy barn. You had all sorts of things like that. And then you had a decent amount of film still at Andy's house. Toy Story 1, decent amount of the film at Andy's house. Then you got Sid's house, then you got Pizza Planet, the gas station, all sorts of places. This film was literally the carnival and the antique store. And then you had a few moments at Andy's house in the beginning, but it was like a flashback sequence. Bonnie's house, you were in for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And then that playground, which was kind of a cool location, you were in there for like 5 minutes. So it was very, very just too much that damn antique store. I was getting sick and tired of it. And I didn't feel like the stakes were that high. I felt like the stakes are always pretty damn high within the Toy Story films. I mean, look at Toy Story 2. They were chasing after a goddamn moving plane. Like, what? Toy Story 1, they had that epic scene when they were, launched, when I aiming for the truck type thing. That was awesome. Toy Story 3, the incinerator scene, the whole garbage thing, that was awesome. Did Toy Story 4 have any epic climax like that? No. Nothing epic happened in this film. And you might be wondering, oh, it's not trying to go for that. Well, yeah. But if every other Toy Story film goes for that, and then this one just changes up how the Toy Story formula is, and it just kind of is more of a tame film, then it's not good in my opinion. It's just not. I don't know what to say. I don't find this film to be all that enjoyable. It's funny. It's entertaining, yeah. It has a really good, story to it in terms of Woody's character. Woody's character is incredible in this film. Love that. I love how he's, always devoted to Bonnie, even though Bonnie does not want to play with him. He still wants to be devoted to him. And then that one scene when he was yelling at Bo Peep saying he wants to save Forky so much because he has nothing else to do. He has no other purpose in life. That was deep as hell. I love that. But that's it. There's nothing else. Toy Story 3 had so many more deep themes. Toy Story 2 had so many more deep themes. Toy Story 1 had so many more deep themes than this film. So it's unfortunate to me that this film did not live up to the hype at all. I think it's a good epilogue, yeah, but it could have done something much more epic, and I don't know what it could have done possibly. Honestly, I'm not the writer for Pixar. I don't know what I would have done. I could probably think of some stuff here and there, but they could have come up with something better than just some toys stealing Forky and then Woody trying to get Forky back from the antique store. That's the whole film. It's just Woody trying to get Forky back from the one store. There's no other moving locations. It's it. And then you have the toys back at the RV trying to delay the people from leaving, from Bonnie's parents from leaving. That's it. There's nothing else to it. And then they get to the carnival, and then they say goodbye to Woody, which was a very heartfelt scene. I loved it. But is it more heartfelt than Toy Story 3's scenes? No, not even close. Not even close. I don't know. Maybe Toy Story 3 was just too good to the point where there was no way in hell Toy Story 4 could ever live up to the expectations I had after that incredible film. Man, I'm just going to leave you guys off with easily the best scene in cinema history, which is that Toy Story 3 incinerator scene. It's just so well done. I mean, the fact that they were all sitting there just awaiting their deaths and accepting it. You know how dark that is for a Pixar film? And they were all holding hands, just waiting to die because they knew that was the only thing that could possibly happen. I mean, they actually had an evil-ass villain. I mean, yeah, the Prospector was pretty evil. Sid was, technically not really evil. I mean, he's just a kid blowing up some toys. I don't know, but to the toys he was evil, right? But Lotso, man, he was pure evil, and the fact that even after they saved him, he still said "fuck you guys" and just left. Amazing, amazing. Developed villain in my opinion. I think he had a good backstory, and I think he had good motives, and they worked out really, really damn well. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next one. Peace out.